love nobody. Streets don't love nobody. The streets don't love nobody. Fuck around and be another body. The killing ain't nothing but a hobby. The streets don't love nobody. Streets don't love nobody. Fuck around and be another body. Killing ain't nothing but a hobby. Streets don't love nobody.
Remember that Saturday.
Yo, what up, y'all?
Yo.
I don't know, y'all. Sin City presenting Vibe. Just out today, just kicking in, relaxing.
Sponsored by.
I hope they sponsor us for real so we can fuck around and get some of this paper.
Hey, do say. You know what I'm saying?
That's this shit.
Hey. And shit, we chilling, we vibing on this Sunday. Y'all come on. Come rock with us. Come get in this conversation. Come talk shit with us. Come on. One in the few. Few in the mode. Come on through.
I don't know how we do it.
We gonna get pulled up. We gonna get a little bit more.
Sunday night, everybody relaxes in the house before you gotta go to fucking work and all that good shit. So,
Back to the slave shit.
right, so we just have a little fun right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we.
Sin City, baby.
Oh, we.
That's what it do.
Get y'all brown in y'all cups. Get that premium Hennessy we call Douce in your cups.
See, that's on them. They with that. Me, I'm rocking that old school.
Okay.
That bourbon for you.
Okay, whiskey.
Old school. Put some hair on your chest.
We.
Hell your nuts. Hey, place else.
We.
All right, dog. Check this out. We sitting there vibing. Right before we just went on the air, we was watching a couple little videos and shit.
We right into it.
Trying to see the state of this shit, how shit going, man. Cause you know, me and my man, we've been checking out my man. Shouts out to Matt Hoffa. You know what I'm saying? This nigga, he got a little show. Well, I ain't gonna say little show. He got a nice show out. Like, you know what I'm saying? We vibe and got motherfuckers coming on now. Some motherfuckers talking some real shit. I believe some motherfuckers talking some bullshit.
A lot of bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? Like with me and you, we got a sizable age difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but you seen me as you was growing up.
Right. That's
you know what I'm saying? You seen like how I was, what type of motherfucker I was, what type of way I moved.
Caliber, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I seen you grow up.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's one of them situations where I was like, you know, we keep hearing the old school versus the new school.
Right.
And, you know, I think it's a listening. It's a gap in that listening.
Right.
Nobody want to hear nobody.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got some old school motherfuckers. Oh, little nigga can't tell me shit. Little motherfucker can't tell me shit. But then you got the little, you know, you got the young motherfucker. Fuck that old nigga.
Right.
That old nigga don't know nothing. Shit ain't the same. But shit, much of shit change, shit stays the same.
Right. The game don't change, just the players.
Exactly.
Just the players in it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think it's just a big, sizable shit. Like, you know, motherfucker gotta just go. What's up, baby? What's up, Tiff?
In the house.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we just vibing on here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We just putting our opinions in the air.
I feel like we finna get right into it because we ain't planning on starting with this, but I guess I gotta go and say it, man. We gotta get this Tupac story right. Cause ever since, rest in peace to one of the gods, you know what I'm saying? Ever since he done died, boy, just like when he went to jail, you see nigga stories is changing. And just like I said last week, niggas want to keep their mask on strong, so they be able to show face as the gangster niggas they was. But you can hear the truth in the lies.
There you go. You got truth and lies
You
all
can
day.
hear the truth in the lies.
And like what girl Tiff say, there's no respect, lack of principle and morals. And we were just talking about that earlier. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna embark on my situations, but you know, it's like it's a whole different breed out here now, man. You know,
Yeah,
like the motherfuckers didn't do the shit that these motherfuckers doing now.
yeah.
You know, and all this shit is, clout chasing.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
For the
I mean,
internet.
don't get me wrong. Straight Out of Compton came out, and we thought Ice Cube was the hardest motherfucker ever. Like,
Yeah.
God damn, man, he had the look. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Curl with motherfucker always.
Had the mug.
Yeah. But I mean, come on, man. I knew like, oh, he ain't killed no 1,000 people at a swap meet. And he ain't do it. You
That's
know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? But everybody want to keep nowadays. These motherfuckers like I said. I mean, she said it best, man. The respect is gone.
Right. See, now when you mention Ice Cube, and we talk about, just rappers, you know,
I ain't even talking about rap. I'm just talking about in
yeah,
general
yeah,
in life.
no, that's a fact. The kids is gone, but I just wanted to say with Ice Cube, he was writing the lyrics. In my opinion, what's been showing throughout the history of time, for the most part, is that the niggas who not really in it gonna talk about it the best way. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that literally, but you don't got a lot of real niggas who was really in it, who when they rap it, it's gonna sound like how Ice Cube can articulate it. You know what I'm saying? Just to know that he wrote for Easy E, just let you know right there that he could paint the vision better,
Right.
even though Easy lived a life.
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I get that. I
And
get that.
Cam, one of my favorite rappers, but I know how niggas feel about Cam. But he had an interview and he said it best. He put himself in that lane, and that's why I feel like niggas respect him for who he is. You know what I'm saying? And he said, "Look, man, when I rap, I'm like a hood reporter. You know what I'm saying? I'm rapping about what's going on, what I done been through, and what I done seen, and stories that done came through. That ain't no different from how R. Kelly might make a track or Trapped in the Closet from stories he done heard. Maybe he ain't necessarily been through, but when you hear Ice Cube do it and how he done it, that's the best shit. That's one of the best ways ever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but then what's up, fam? What's up, Tori? But like I said, man, it is when like right now we at a state where life imitates art.
Exactly. As opposed to the opposite.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, damn. Oh, now you got these motherfuckers that out here they feel like they gotta do it. You
To
know?
rap about it.
Yeah, if they rap about it, they gotta do it. It's
Right.
entertainment.
Exactly.
When you learn that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think Cube, and I'm a Cube fan, so I remember a song he wrote. He said you got $1 million niggas killing $1 million niggas.
Mm,
What the fuck is that?
mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace to your dog. You know what I'm saying?
$1 million niggas killing $1 million niggas. Fuck do I want you dead for?
You made it. Just like you saying.
Right.
You made it. It's,
And and all bullshit aside, like, and people say it, but a lot of times you can't go back to that hood.
you can't.
You
It's
can't.
it's a sad reality, and I was watching. I don't mean to stop you, but
Go ahead.
Project Pat, he just did it. Not Project Pat. Yeah, Project Pat. He just did an interview on one of these YouTube channels, and he was breaking down, not the Dolph situation necessarily, but just the atmosphere of what Memphis really is, and just in the general perspective, he was just saying like, when you are one of them real type niggas and you do make it and get that kind of money, you do want to be the face that can come back because you know what you came from. You do want to be the nigga helping that chicken spot you always went to and then throw you an extra wing because you always supported them, or the cookie shop, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because that's what you came from. But when you got little niggas or people out here who ain't got money and they willing to do whatever for the dollar, or they envious because you got the dollar, because I had saw something else where Charlamagne had said something where, you know, just break it down even what Boosie said, like a motherfucker be jealous of you because you did something for the church and they grandmother like that, and they came back and told you, and you don't want to. A nigga don't want to hear that because they jealous. They got that in their heart.
Oh man,
because they want to be talked about from their own grandmother like that, and they can't. And I said, damn, now that's a little bit deeper right there.
That is. You
that's
know
a
what
little
I'm saying?
bit deeper right
That
there.
motherfucker say, well, you know, that boy came over here and he did this,
Yep.
he bought that, he bought that. And fuck that nigga.
And that's
Fuck that nigga.
We gotta let that go because, you know, I hate to get on my 5% of shit, but you know, having knowledge yourself, that'll cure that, because at the end of the day, if you know who you are,
that's, you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Not to cut you off, but that's what you did right there, to know who you are. A lot of these motherfuckers don't even know who the fuck they are.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they too busy trying to emulate Boosie. They trying to emulate this motherfucker. Right. They trying to emulate these motherfuckers because they don't know who the fuck they are. Yeah, but man, in hell.
And you know, I'm not blaming y'all because y'all at that age where y'all not supposed to know who y'all are, but niggas is going about it the wrong way to try to find out who they are. Chill.
What up now?
Chill, we got you in here.
What's
Ooh,
good,
that
Chill?
boy suited and booted.
What's going on, my brothers?
What's going on?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Just got back from the concert, man.
Amen. Amen. It was a good turnout.
It was all right, man. You know how the crowds be, man, with little shows, man. You know, my cousin Poochie did it again. P-Ray, Entertainment.
Word
you
up.
know.
That's what's up. Shout him out. That's what's up. You know
what's
what I'm
up,
saying?
Miss Kitty?
Yeah, well, Chill, you know, now that we bring you in, I don't know if you heard what we was talking about, but we kind of piggybacking off last week a little bit, but, you know, we kind of touching on just what's going on right now in the atmosphere, how these, you know, especially with the Dolph situation, you know, still got people, whether our generation or y'all generation or your generation, that don't want to see somebody prevail and make it, even though they doing good. You know what I'm saying? Even though
right,
good the only way they know how. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got my man. Now I'm gonna address this question to you, Chill. My man Worthy. What's up with you, Worthy? I see you, man. I saw you on that Steve Harvey show too, man. Hey, that was a good look. That was a good look. Hey, you say, my man say, what age you feel like what do you say? What age you feel like they or we supposed to know who we are?
You know, you got it.
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this just me and how, you know, I was taught, you know, if you're raised in a certain environment where you have love for nourishment and everything, and you got some elders teaching you from the word go, by the time you're 12 years old, 13 years old, you should know which direction you want to go. You know, you might fall off every now and then, you might get off the path, but you know, your elders and everybody around you gonna see what you're good at, and they're gonna be able to point you in that direction. Like, hey man, you know what? I see you pretty good at this. You might not like it, but check it out. It might be able to help you more in your development. And what we as people do, as a people, we tend to let other people dictate who we should be and what we should be. We don't follow our own hearts. We don't follow our own minds.
And to piggyback on what you said, but hold on, I'm gonna get my girl. I gotta get my girl Tiffany in here. Tiffany say, I think it was something in the baby's milk because a large percentage of these 90 babies are crazy, disrespectful, and reckless.
Yeah.
my man say, no, it's the titty milk. She goes on to say, nah, mama's milk is the government milk.
Fact. True that. True that.
You know what, man? And I feel like this. We got I'm not gonna say I coined the phrase, but I think like a lot of us got a misguided blueprint growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for anybody that don't know what that means, is like some of the blueprint, like you started the blueprint. And I'm gonna tell you like this, like as far as like I'm just gonna speak on myself on my own behalf. My dad gave me a blueprint of how he thought he wanted shit to go. But you didn't give me the whole blueprint. You didn't tell me the pros and the cons of me doing this, that, and other. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure that shit out on my own. You know, you didn't tell me, you know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and because at 14, 15, man, I didn't think I could go to the penitentiary for some of the shit that, you know, the motherfucker was doing. You go to penitentiary for some of this shit that we was doing. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that. You gave me the blueprint to how to do this, but you didn't give me the blueprint. You didn't say, okay, read the whole damn thing. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you get caught, you going to prison, you going to jail, or a motherfucker might want to kill you behind the shit that you're doing. So I didn't get the whole blueprint. So I feel like a lot of people got just that, a misguided blueprint.
I want to piggyback off that because I agree with what you're saying, because that's the majority of the niggas who jump off the porch. And I feel like after watching this King Richard movie with Will Smith and how he guided his daughters, the important thing about having a father is how he can instill confidence along the way. And I feel like that's a real big part of how you gonna help choose the path you're gonna take. And I feel like when you 12 or 13, just like you said, Chill, you might know on the inside who you are, but peer pressure a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like without having that confidence at that age, because I feel like once you hit about 13, something with the understanding clicks in your mind a little different from when you was a kid. That's when you know you in a, you know, that teenage state, how you start understanding things different. And I feel like that confidence of who you want to be is lack. I mean, you'd be surprised. You talk to some of the hardest niggas and you realize, damn, nigga, you could draw. You could draw good than a motherfucker. Damn, nigga, you could sing. I ain't know you could sing. And it just goes to show that they've been choosing to hide who they are to a point, the real talents and shit that they could really be doing, because they ain't had that confidence to back them and what they, you know, and just going through life and going into adulthood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you got to also think about like you just said, and Chill, I think you agree with me, is that they a lot of times, like you said, when we got 12 or 13, they gave us the confidence to do the fucked up shit also. They gave us that confidence. Oh, you can do that. You can do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't shit to do that. Once again, misguided blueprint. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna coin that phrase, misguided blueprint, because that's what they did. Here's a motherfucker that you looked up to, and a motherfucker that said this, that, and the other. And
hey, fam, I want to piggyback off what you just said about the misguided blueprint and niggas leading you the wrong way, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, when we was younger, you know, when the gangs, the Chicago gangs started infiltrating Chicago, Gary, right? You know, we was going to Tolliston, and you know, we had Shorty D, all them, you know, then the Vice Lord, different gangs trying to come and recruit everybody to go. And you know, we used to run home away from them because we wasn't trying to be a part of that. But then when my man Bobby Dalton, you know, he's an elder now, but he had went to Chicago, lived with his relatives, and came back and was like, I'm folks now. So that's my boy. We're gonna ride with him. And a lot of older guys have started picking and choosing what they was gonna do. But I said, you know what? We all grew up in the church, and I knew who I was, a Hebrew Israelite from back then. I used to go to the mosque and all that stuff. So I said, my friends, since they doing that, I know he don't truly understand what he getting into, because you gotta realize some of us was raised in households where they was going crime early in life. So when I saw him going that route, he was a church boy, really wasn't in that. I said, let me go this route to try to, at least I could be close to my boy and steer my dudes, not only with this GD stuff and this Vice Lord stuff, but let me introduce this real lit to him as well, what it truly means. And then while I was going, my mama was in prison, they sent us like 7 years in prison, right? And we was going to visit her in Westville. And one of the guys who I looked up to more than one of the older dudes in Avenue, Leon Grimes, he was in prison at the time. And I heard him call my name. He didn't call me Chill Will. He said Lil Willie to put me in a particular place, in a mind frame. He said, hey, Lil Willie, your name is ringing up here in this penitentiary. You don't want to be here. Now, this is a guy who I threw the rakes up with, got blessed in, he blessed me and all that kind of stuff. But now here he is in the penitentiary telling me, you don't want this. That's when I honestly, the next day, me, B Bones, Grave Dupree, all of us that was of that age, we all went and took the test to try to get into the military. You understand what I'm saying? One of my OGs had to sit down and be like, this ain't what you want, man. So it all goes back to who, if the old dude really do got love for you or not.
Right.
They gonna really steer you the right way.
Right.
And he did.
And that's some real shit. I remember girl Tiffany said, this is proof that we need active fathers and role models in the home and families. The reality of it is that it's more absent than present. That's true. Back in the day, we had fathers, uncles, older males, cousins to look up to.
In the community.
And hey, they had more structure, and we had to attend meetings. Hey, look here. I'm gonna throw a name at you, and I know you remember. You probably remember it, Chill. Miss Liz on Chase Street.
Okay.
Dude, Miss Liz was the loudest lady you ever wanted to be. Bless your heart, Miss Liz, love you. But and we knew Miss Liz would act the fool. But
right.
Miss Liz told you to sit down. You sat down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That go out to Miss Young, all of them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think we had touched on it before on here. I think our last time we was on here, like I said, I remember like the projects wasn't all bad because of the structure we had. Like Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny had everybody on. Dude, this dude knocking on doors. Hey, tell your son, come on out. And your mom be like, go and get your ass on out there and play baseball. Hey, I bet, hey, don't they see you got a son right there? Yeah. Hey, boy, come on out here and play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear that, man, it's just, he was trying to help y'all understand that y'all was still kids. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can say about my generation, that we kind of really had a chance to be kids because of y'all generation, the older niggas around us who, when we play basketball, they'll play basketball with us. We play football, they'll play football. Piggy stop, all of that shit. And that helped us be kids a little bit longer than a lot of other niggas in y'all generation where, like you said, it wasn't really nothing to do but either, something of that nature or shit. You going to do some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was the only choices.
That's another thing. And that's what we doing, man. We making our kids grow up too fucking early. You know what I'm saying? They making these kids grow up too early, man. Like, these kids don't even think it's cool to fucking play with toys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
6, 7 years old, they talking about they want iPhone. They want this. They want that. Dude, we had toys.
Right.
Shit, G.I. Joe, Kung Fu Grip, He-Man, Hot Wheels. Shit, you get on that racing track, you play on that racing track for hours.
You and your
man, we telling.
Oh, and it's like, he's soft. He's soft. I got grandkids. I got grandsons. Dude, hey, look here, boy. You want a train track? You got a train track.
Yep. We gotta let these kids be kids longer, and it's pros and cons throughout the generations because the parents these days, we got a lot of younger parents, so to get away from their kids at times, they don't mind throwing the phone in their face. They don't mind throwing the tablet in their face so they can
To shut them up.
What you say, Chill?
To shut them up.
Yeah, just to get them out their face for a minute because they know they got to go work a 12-hour shift or a 10-hour shift so they can make do. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that stopped that dialogue. Our parents did too. That stopped the dialogue, the back and forth between the kids to get some understanding.
Yeah.
Right. Now my girl Tiffany, which I gotta agree with her, she say that you try and check one of these mental 90 babies, you gonna have to check their mamas too, because you got beef. Totally right. Because you know what I'm saying? They not gonna say, you know, and once again, going back to Miss Liz. Man, you know Miss Liz acted crazy as hell. Miss Liz walked up and down speaking, hey, from Tolly back to Chase, acting the fool. But if Miss Liz told your mama you was out there acting the fool, you got your ass whooped.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
And there wasn't no questions. Couldn't nobody go home and tell nobody back then, regardless of where you was from, if you lived in the black community, your child was messing up, and I saw him. Now the reason they whooped you, they was mad that you got caught, first of all. You got caught, and I got to hear this woman come to me, tell me about my child. Now exactly. I got to whoop you for not having enough decency to respect yourself and respect our household.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
And, you know, I was thinking about something earlier because, you know, it kind of made me think about the thought that we ain't got away from the truth in the community. And I was thinking about, you know, just like how you always bring it back to the church, Chill, how when you grew up in the church, y'all grew up in a time where people would actually go to the front and testify. They would let the truth out, and that kind of bled over into how you raised your child in truth, because I feel like y'all generation walking a lot more truth, and I feel like nowadays everybody more comfortable with living their lie, and I feel like that's a real big issue today because people ain't being raised the same way. That speak on what Tiffany said, because you gonna have beef with their mama because they gonna refuse to believe their child like that and not be able to be real with themselves, and they know they got a badass son or a bad.
And you know what? And you know what, fam? To piggyback off what you just said and what Tiffany just said, when I was in Terre Haute, right on vacation, I had wrote a poem for Black History Month called Black Like Me. And part of the poem was off of an African proverb that said it takes a whole village to raise a child. But how can that village raise a child if all the elders in the village are living foul? You see what I'm saying? So if everybody in the village living foul and all the elders living foul, all the kids, they seeing that. They embracing that.
Yep.
So all they knowing is like, this is what we got to do to make it.
Right.
This is the way it go. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So once the village, it's gonna take, I'm not saying some of these generations are lost, because it's gonna always be one or two is gonna make it out. But at the end of the day, how many gonna get lost in the sauce because nobody want to step up in the home first and say, hey man, you wrong for that. You need to check your behavior.
Exactly. And like you say, that like not you say, but to me that creates the bigger issue, because now that take away from the village being able to help. You know what I'm saying? That take away from the village being able to help, because when you go out into the world gonna tell you the truth. No matter how much what they tell you inside the house, the world gonna go out there and tell, hey, your breath stink. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No matter if somebody told you in the crib, you know what I'm saying, whatever, but they gonna tell you the truth, and people ain't accept, especially even the generation under me. They don't want to hear that because they've been, spoiled and coddled, you know what I'm saying, and they don't want to understand it, you know what I'm saying? But the truth is the truth.
Big Ed, my man, Big Ed, what's happening with you? He say parents are not encouraging kids to be disrespectful. They are. And I've seen motherfuckers. I done seen people like women tell their kids, and I'm well shit. This Sin City, so we gonna keep it all. We gonna keep it 100. I sat there and heard. I heard a woman tell her 8-year-old daughter now. The daddy was on the phone. She say, tell him to suck your dick.
I don't even got nothing to say
What?
to that. That's so disrespectful.
Tell him suck your dick.
That's so disrespectful.
What? Fuck is you talking about? This is what you teaching your fucking kid? Dude, it's unbelievable. This is like, dog, I was in total shock.
Hey man, you know what? Remember the movie back in the days, Claudine?
Yeah, I remember that.
Claudine broke down back in the 70s with that movie, how they was breaking up the black structure, the family household. Because you know, according to the word, you got God, man, woman, and children.
Right.
But once they started eroding God out the picture, and then slow but surely started eroding the man out the picture, now the family structure is shot. And then they throw the laws into place. If you whoop your child or chastise your child, you're going to jail. You're going to get in trouble. But once my child don't have no chastisement, and I'm not saying just beat your child to death. I'm talking about you gonna give them a kind word not to do this or do that, and show them by actions of what to do and what not to do. But then you go ahead. Now you're gonna have a place for my child because I couldn't raise my child the way I wanted to raise him.
Oh, we waiting on them. We waiting on them. We got something.
We waiting on them. By the time in the third grade, they already got based on your scores and how you mentally behave and how your parents behave. They already got a spot ready for you in the penitentiary.
Yep.
By the time you're in the third grade, if you don't get killed first or kill some other people first.
And the sad thing is you will have people in the teachers, principals telling you all along the way throughout your life, you ain't gonna make it. You're gonna be dead. And that, I hate that the most. And I don't like saying the word hate, but I hate that and tell another black man some shit like that. I hate
I have some teachers tell me that, man, and I can honestly say a couple of the ones that told me that, I gave them reasons to tell me that.
And you're right.
You understand what I'm saying? But I also had a couple other teachers who wasn't going for me acting like that in their classes.
Right.
So go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, not to cut you off, man. Sorry. I went to school to see my daughter one day, right? And we at West Side, and I ain't gonna say his name. We just gonna do his arm like that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say his name.
You know who that is.
And dude, that motherfucker looked at me and he looked at my daughter. That's your daddy? You ain't nothing but trouble. I already know you ain't nothing but trouble. Your daddy was there. And I had to tell, hey, whoa. I'm not no high school student no more. I'm a grown ass. Dude, you're not finna sit here and run my whole motherfucking life history down to my daughter. What I did as a fucking adolescent. Don't do that. Cause she don't that shit that's behind me. What she see is her dad. Motherfucker get up, go to work, pay bills, put food on the table, clothes on their back. All that shit you talking, that's some shit that happened when I was a fucking kid.
Right.
Shit up to my fucking daughter like that. And lost your fucking mind.
And like I say, man, that's the bigger problem to me when a black man got something bad to say about a black man. One, because they ain't perfect. And two, everybody ain't good and bad. It's a balance. You know what I'm saying? Just because you may have saw the negative a motherfucker can bring, that don't mean you know him.
Oh, Uncle Ruckus looking motherfucker.
That don't mean you know what they do and they spend time because like you have seen situations, even in movies, where you will have the most ruthless killer can still have a heart for his daughter, for his family. So you don't even know the whole of a motherfucker. So that's why I David Banner always say the story, he don't always say, but I heard him say how that whole migration started from when black people moved from the south to the north. And
right.
People who was intelligent went to the north were supposed to come back and not save the people from the south, but still create that balance, and they ain't do their part. They didn't
I'm
do
glad
that.
you
These are the
said
type
that.
of niggas that I'm talking about right now that feel like they ain't gotten their spot and they can look down on another nigga. And I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because
You know what, fam?
break it down.
You know, my grandmother had a saying back in the days based on what you just said, because she was from the South and always tried to reach back, right? But she had a saying that right. But she had a saying that education equals freedom from oppression and poverty. But it's your right, your God-given right, to reach back for those and pull them up to get on your level. And then once everybody start pulling each other back and pulling each other up, and then you will have a strong nation. You feel me? That's why, Zach, you know how my grandmama was in the projects. You know, it wasn't nothing. All the people that was on that streets, out in the streets, she prayed for everybody, and she stood face to face with any police that came out there and said anything negative about any one of them dudes. And they could have just been and done whatever. But she looked at them like, these are my children. I'm going to pray for them and protect them and to try to get them on the right path. And she tried to pull everybody up, regardless of if they didn't like nobody in my family or not. She still said, no, we all family out here. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you just said, bro. A lot of people don't do that, and they still don't do it.
And that's a big problem, because it really just go to show that these are the type of niggas that's been waiting to finally get in a position because they've been jealous. They've been niggas who been like y'all, who've been out here making a way any way they know how and not having no fear in their heart to do it. And even if they was scared in the moment, they was more courageous than scared to keep on doing what they got to do, because it had to be done from what they knew at that point. So when I don't like them type of niggas, because these are the type of niggas that's holding everybody back, because y'all the type of niggas that go off and get the wealth, and y'all happy to come back in y'all nice cars, nice houses to talk and brag, but y'all ain't really doing shit. Y'all ain't done nothing, because, you know what I'm saying, at the core of who you are, you're a coward.
Yeah.
Because if you strip that away, who are you? If that away, who are you?
Because you ain't gonna be able to make it.
Come on.
Exactly. When a boy looked at you when you was with your daughter, and he knew you from back then, and he seen you at that moment, he should have been wise enough and had enough discernment to look at you and be like, damn, you done made it. You done did something with yourself.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But like you just said, he was a coward. And when he saw that script, because he knew who you was then. He knew how strong you was then. Now you moved in another direction. That made him seem inferior now, because he was still stuck where he was at.
Exactly.
He hadn't grew, whereas you had grew expeditiously. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Hey, everybody on here, I see we got a few people in the building. Hey, y'all share this. Y'all like and share it all on Facebook. Let's get this out. Keep sharing it. Keep liking it.
Definitely. But check this out. I want to switch gears now. I gotta ask both of you brothers this one. I'm gonna throw a name out there. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh shit. Kyle Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse.
Not guilty on all charges.
Hey, look, you know, at this point, it's obvious that they want to televise this to excite us and arouse us and anger, because they know we know what really happened if he had this color on him. They already know. And it's like when you keep seeing this shit happening, it's just beyond sad. It's beyond anger. It ain't even a word for what we really feel deep down about what the fuck be going on. You know what I'm saying?
Not guilty of all charges.
Come on. Nothing. He too young to have a gun. The gun wasn't his. He wasn't in a state where the gun was legal. His mother dropped him off. They ain't say nothing to her. And I ain't follow the whole trial, but they ain't even show the victim's parents, which what I thought would have definitely closed the case, because once you see the tears flowing from what they got to go through from losing children, that the sympathy card always is a big major part. And the judge was a racist. All this shit lined up. The nigga who was in there was a racist, talking about we don't want to see Al Sharpton in there and no other black leader in there. It's like y'all doing this to throw it in our face just to show us what y'all gonna do about it.
Not guilty on all charges.
Come on, man.
Hey man, you know, I did a sermon after the insurrection, right? Back at the Capitol. And the sermon I did was entitled Liberty. And if you look at the liberty that we follow in the judicial system, if you look at the term liberty that was which come from the king of England's 1700 or 1860 version of what liberty really means, and we adopted, because we still under English rule, and we adopted that rule of liberty. Everything them people did in Washington, D.C., and everything that Rittenhouse did was in law according to liberty. They had the right to do. That was their privilege. I'm gonna bring that back up again. It's still on my Facebook page, but I did a sermon on that. And liberty, when they say liberty or give me death,
right?
That liberty only applies to those who follow the king's version of law. That's why it's important that we know the law, not just the law that we know, the law that apply to us, but the law that apply to them, and circumvent the law that apply to them. Because when it comes to liberty, they was within their rights. Everything they did, everything he did, he was within his rights to do what he did.
Because it's two laws. It's justice, and then it's just us.
Exactly. And not only just us, but now you got universal law. Because the word tell you, everything you do to my people, I'm gonna do it to you tenfold. It might not hit you right now, but somewhere down the line, your whole system is gonna collapse. And that's what they're afraid of, that moment, that universal change is on its way. And they're afraid of that, and they're trying to take out as many people as possible to stop that universal change.
Oh, definitely. Like I say, man, but if that was me, you, or you, we going up under the motherfucking jail.
I went to jail going to Chicago with pistols, and I had a gun permit in Indiana, and that's why I ended up going on vacation. You understand what I'm saying? So we already know what would happen to us. It wouldn't have been no ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. He took an assault rifle across state lines. That's, first of all, he was a minor with a gun. That's one charge. He was across state lines, 2 state lines. That's 2 charges, and he committed a crime. He committed a murder. He committed a felony in the position in the what they call it, in the riotous situation. So that's 2 more crimes. So he done committed about 7 crimes before he even killed anybody. But when the judge initially took it off the board and said we're not going to have that on his record, because that law was the law should get him. Now, who can get him is the ATF. But now, what you heard what Biden said, we're going to let bygones, we got bygones, and everybody respect the judge's law. No, that's when the Fed's supposed to step in. Because you violate a federal statute now.
Hey, when that happened, even when you look at the video and you see him dapping up the police that's there, I mean, you already know, man, this all bullshit, man. This shit all a game to them. This shit is all a game to these soulless creatures we call white people.
All of them not soulless. All of them not.
Hey,
and you know what? You know what? The guy that got killed, the gentleman that got killed, they was both white as well. But you know what they did? They was treacherous to their own kind. They was traitors to their own kind. That's why they got killed. And they trying to show everybody right now, if you take their side against us, this is what's gonna happen to you, and ain't nothing gonna be done about it.
Hey, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna lay it out right here because they want to talk about self-defense. Gun or no gun, ain't no nigga finna kill me with no skateboard. That's just what it is. He might hurt me. He might get a couple good licks on me, but he not gonna kill me with a skateboard. So this all this to me, ain't none of it justified. You know what I'm saying? Ain't
You know,
none of
they had a couple. They showed a couple pictures where the one guy had him on the ground, kicking him and stuff. The young black dude was kicking him on the ground, and they tried to justify that by him being on his back, and the guys was trying to swarm him. He was just trying to bag everybody up off of him.
They was trying to disarm him because they looking at him like, look,
Right,
we had a protest.
right. He
Ain't
you
nobody
walking
else got
around with a
guns.
fucking
You
cat,
got an AK.
dude.
They ran up on him like, nigga. To me, it's like they was trying to knock the gun out and take the gun from him more than they was trying to, self-defense, kill him, as they want to say. That's just my opinion. Because I had to go back and watch the video. I went back and watched it again. I'm like, man, look. I mean, to me, that's just, I ain't gonna say it's common sense, but it's just like, look, we protesting. Niggas may be fucking up shit, but ain't nobody out there protesting with guns, shooting through buildings, shooting out glass to go steal shit. They just, using garbage cans or whatever they can find. So you see a nigga with a assault rifle out there, you know what I'm saying? You gonna think like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? And even afterward, the police still let it ride. Like the police really, literally drove right past this man, Chill. They drove right. They didn't stop him. They ain't arrest him. They ain't say get on the ground. This nigga was still walking with a gun right up to the police car. That right
because they was with it. He was,
I know.
He was part of their liberty.
They wanted to see him do that shit.
Exactly.
Man,
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, get him. That's what the fuck they wanted. That's what the fuck they wanted.
All of that.
And they let them do that shit, man.
True that. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying that's their version. And then this another thing, right?
Yep.
This is something my grandfather told me a long time ago. Like you just said, Frankie, they try to disarm them. If you ain't gonna kill nothing, don't go to no situation where you might have to kill something. That boy had that gun, came at them like that. If they weren't willing to kill or die for what they was going to from, you can't be half-stepping. Now is not the time to half-step. Either you're gonna be full-fledged in it or you just playing.
Right.
And that's just the bottom line.
Right. That's a fact.
I mean, I'm just saying that. I mean, that's
You're right.
As growing up in Gary, Indiana, and a United States Marine, the first thing they teach us is preservation of life. Do you want to go home to see your family, or do you want the other person to go home to see their family?
Hey, another thing they said is one of the guys who was, trying to disarm him, they had a gun on him. So if they really wanted to stop him, they could have just put one in his ass. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have to kick him, try to touch the gun. He could have just put one in his ass. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. That's how you know, man. This shit is all rigged. It's all to keep us mad, the people, because even though they was white, they know that we know that if he was black, what really would have happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we sit in the background, reading the articles, looking at the posts, just getting angrier and angrier. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Getting angrier and angrier.
I remember I'm sorry. What was the one cat? I can't remember his name, man. I can't remember his name to save my life. In Chicago, he was walking with a knife.
Yeah.
On the other side of the street.
17 shots.
Lit his ass up like a Christmas tree.
Come on.
17 shots.
Come on, man.
A knife.
Yeah.
He 20 feet away from y'all. He walking. Ain't nobody in front of him. And he ain't finna harm nobody because there's nobody there. And y'all lit his ass up.
Deuteronomy talk about that, man, in the chapter in the Bible, Deuteronomy, where they say you will be fearful at night, you will be fearful in the daytime, and no man shall buy you, and every man shall be against you. That's what we living right now. Every man is against us, and can't nobody buy us, meaning that can't nobody save us but the Most High. And even in that instincts, sometimes you gotta go to war. You gotta go to war. Be prepared to go to war for yourself and your people.
And that's what you know what, Chill. I hit you up on Messenger, but I ain't gonna go deep into what we was gonna talk about because I want to get the knowledge from you first. But we are living in those times. I feel like as they say in the Bible, I believe the word came first. So before Islam, which is the oldest religion before Buddhism, before Christianity. It was the word. And I've been feeling like, God been talking to me lately. And that's why I really hit you up about what I've been saying. And
Islam not older than the fathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
It's older than Christianity.
It's Christianity. You see,
Christianity was copy and pasted from Islam, but I don't want to get into that because
we could talk, but it wasn't. we could talk. We could talk, but it wasn't.
Okay.
I went to the mosque and I grew up in the mosque and the church.
Hey, but hey,
I've been to Saudi.
But you don't know what
books, go ahead.
But you don't know what books they had in that Catholic church though. But we ain't gonna
I know about the Catholic Church, how they raided Jerusalem and took all the knowledge.
But they keeping it locked up. But we ain't gonna get because it's the truth hiding in there, and they know it. But we ain't go. I don't want to get on that. You know what I'm saying? Because they know the truth. But all I'm gonna say is, hey, we living in those times, chill.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been feeling more like Malcolm than Martin. That's what I want to say. I've been feeling more.
But the wonderful thing about that though, between Malcolm and Martin, before both of them brothers was deceased, got killed, they both started meeting each other in the middle.
Yeah,
because Malcolm started talking more about inclusion, and Martin started talking about exclusion.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Bottom line is this: Martin got tired of getting his ass kicked. Malcolm got tired of them motherfuckers on his ass. Hey, let's be in the middle and let's figure this shit out. Hey, these motherfuckers, I'm gonna tell you, them dogs hurt. Come on, them motherfucking dogs was on Malcolm Martin's ass. Them dogs was biting the shit out of him.
Hey, what is?
I'm not being. Hey,
no, I don't mean to laugh. It's on Friday. He's like, that dog bit my ass.
That dog was tearing his ass up.
That dog bit my
ass.
Hey
man, if you listen to some of Dr. King speeches before he was assassinated, his conversations, it was far away from one love, one peace.
Hey, fuck, we shall overcome.
It was far. He straight told his people, don't let them take your manhood.
Exactly.
So that's basically like, man, don't let them punk you out. We gonna stand. We gonna fight for what's right, but don't let them take your manhood.
Exactly. You run up on me, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Now, granted, he put it in but layman's terms. You run up on me. If they run up on you, fuck them up.
Hey, but think about that though. It was all good when Martin and Malcolm was divided, but once they came together, pow pow.
I gotta get rid of here. Wait a minute.
Pow pow.
Both of them.
Because that's gonna bring so many people together. Because you're gonna have militant niggas with praying people and people who ready. They couldn't have that.
And see this, and now, y'all might think I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but I've always said this. Just imagine you had the voice of Tupac and the voice of Biggie. You had two motherfuckers that could control a whole motherfucking coast. Could you imagine if them motherfuckers actually got along?
And before you jump in, Chill, I just want to say one thing, because when I think about that, I think about that interview Pac had. And one of the questions, because this dude who came on, because the first thing was asking the questions, and Pac got frustrated with him. And the second guy came on, and he asked one of the most important questions in that interview to me. And he said, when it comes to you and Big, who's like, and I'm not saying it verbatim, but he said, who's like the ruler of like the nigga kingdom?
I remember that.
And when he say that, it was bigger than Big at that point, because Big had New York to a point. But Pac he already had the East Coast. He already had the West. He already had ties to the East, but he been living out in the West like he always make it known. Once he started talking about Death Row East, pow pow. Because they knew that Pac was bigger than rap. Pac was using rap as a vehicle to get money, but to give back to his people. And once he united Death Row East and Death Row West, ain't no more beef. Because I'm gonna have a label on the East and the West. Ain't no more beef at that point. They can't have that. They can't have that. They can't have you bringing us together. We making too much money off y'all killing each other. Why would I let y'all do that? Pow, pow. That's why I say Biggie, he wasn't even thinking like that, and you can hear it in his music. You know what I'm saying? Biggie was just trying to make good music. Pac was trying to change the world.
Yeah.
I just hate that Pac talks so much in his interviews because we didn't realize until Pac died and all the others died that you can't give away the plan because they watching. They always been watching. They always been watching. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That anytime we try to stand up, bring some shit together, pow, pow.
Oh my God.
You know, man, you know, Pac, unfortunately, Pac, you know, he got caught up in, you know, that gang life in California. And that, you know, he was just unfortunately a victim of that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Let me cut you off real quick. Because this is one thing I've been saying with the Dolph situation. Because we got real niggas who are coming from the hood, it make it so convenient to blame the hood for it. But we keep forgetting that this man died on a Vegas strip after a Tyson fight. And at first, didn't nobody know. At first, everybody act like they didn't know. Now they know. That's the problem.
I'm not saying that they allowed the perpetrators to do what they did and get away.
Yeah.
But that was no secret in California about who really did what to Pac. You know what I'm saying? And then this fool, Chiefy D fool self, he just steadily just in a minute he gonna dig himself into a penitentiary in a minute.
Wait. Let me jump in one more time because what I want to say is you're right. You're right because that is real. But what I'm saying is when you go to the T.I. situation and he had a guy like Alpha Mega around him who he thought he could trust, and this whole time he wasn't informant, that showed me it ain't nothing to get close to a nigga that's around you to fuck you up.
Okay, and
it ain't nothing to make it convenient to make it look like what it need to be to take you out. It ain't nothing to make it. Just with Malcolm, they said it was his own people. That it ain't nothing to get some. They keep doing the same MO. Chill. That's why it's hard for me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that it's so convenient for it always to be the hood.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on, man.
Break it down.
Chill. I want to put something on you. Nah.
My bad, Chill. I don't mean to. Yeah.
Nah, you good, man. I know we had these conversations all the time, Frank. It's just another day.
With Tupac, like you said, like you know, it was a unfortunate and it was an untimely demise before he got to, you know, put out what he needed to put out. Chill. Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever feel like you could have been that Tupac?
Man, you know it's crazy you say that, man, because a lot of people said that, especially when I was, when I was in the joint and I talked to different people, and and I feel like, a lot of our stories is similar. But a lot of stories are similar. But my main thing has always been, it goes back to that Willie Lynch and how they used to terrorize the people by, if you had the strong son, they would kill that son in front of you. Or you had a strong mother, they would take that mother and cut the baby out the mother's stomach, kill the baby in front of all the other women and stuff. So, just like, at the interview you wanted to do, you have people that kind of protect you from that type of being outspoken, like you really want to be. You know what I'm saying? So when I watch a lot of different things I went through, from the military to jail, just growing up in the environment in the city, all of us have the potential to do the same thing, but we hold ourselves back.
But the reason that I'm asking you per se is because you had a whole neighborhood behind you.
Mm.
You had a whole neighborhood that wanted you to be the man, the man. Everybody looked at you. You had a whole neighborhood that looked at you like you was the man. But now, with all this knowledge of self that you had, And this is why this is my comparison to you in this. You knew you couldn't just walk up to me and say, young brother, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm not listening to that. You knew it was a way you had to come about to get me. You know?
Right. And that's why I was saying earlier, not to cut you off, but that's why I chose to go the route of, GD and growth and development versus being the vice lords, because once it manifests itself, I said this is going to be the way to implement us being Hebrews, and for us that's Moors or Aborigines, for us to go that route. And I'm gonna go like when I was at Westside, I wrote a manifesto. My junior year, I wrote a manifesto for all of us in the projects, and I wrote that manifesto. But in that manifesto, the main thing was we got to protect our women. We can't let nobody from no other hood. Back then they was running trains on chicks and all type of stuff. And we gotta make people respect us who we are. But using GD for me was the avenue, just like Pac was using Thug Life. That was the way, just like you said, to get people to start thinking a certain kind of way.
Yeah,
exactly. And even when I went to prison, I started implementing the books that I wanted to write back then. But I had a lot of folks that was in there and high up, because they had the thing with the 21st century jump and how they had the campaign back in the days. I was on the board for that when we used to go talk to the different people downtown and different things, and the stuff I wanted to write and talk about. One guy, Brother Gator, who got Gator was like one of Larry Hoover's right-hand men. He had got pardoned by the governor of Illinois and stuff, and he was doing a lot of. He tried to be a matter of fact. He tried to be an alderman in Chicago, and he came to us. A lot of guys in Gary and everything, and we definitely had the peace rally went across the nation. Where the Crips and Bloods was peaceful for a minute. All the GDs and Vice Lords are peaceful here, and all the Latin Kings were peaceful over there right before the Million Man March happened.
Right.
And I went to the Million Man March, but our whole thing was to build that process up to all the street organizations. Everybody stop beefing and go to that next level of execution. That's when they end up giving Hoover all the other time. On top of that, Mr. Hoover on all the other time. And when I wanted to write the book and stuff I was going to write, old boy he said, man, Chairman Hoover would love to talk to you because of the stuff I was talking about. But my mom and a lot of my family members, I'm going to keep it real, they was like, Willie, if you ain't ready to do all day, if you ain't ready to go to jail all day, and some of my folks who was around there with me, they was like, my high echelon people, they was like, if you ain't ready for some of the ones that still living foul and for the government to come at you a certain kind of way, don't do it right now. Yeah. So, but the place I'm in my life in right now, I'm not living no kind of street life whatsoever. So that's why I'm doing the moves I'm making now. Like I told you, Zach, now is the time because you see the environment.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now is the time to galvanize all the different troops from all sides to say, hey, man, those that you can bring, you're going to bring them with you. But those who just going to be, unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to fall by the wayside. You can't worry about them.
And like I say, and I look at it, like I said, once again, I'm just going to refer because it was like, you was that dude. Like I said, I felt like you was that dude. And I remember seeing the interview that Pac said, like, I can't believe one of my own people would shoot me. Like he never thought that he would get shot by his own peers. He never thought that. And I remember me and you having a conversation, and you said you had to look deep within because it was like the person that shot you, how the hell he shoot me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I just feel like a lot of them steps that like you was like the Tupac of us. Because motherfuckers saw it. But then them people saw it too.
Yeah.
Them people saw it too. So they say, okay, we got to shut him down. You know what I'm saying? But by the grace of God, you made it. You made it through all that, and you still here to inform and tell, and you know what I'm saying? Like they say on Drink Champs, I'm just gonna give you your flowers.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Hey,
And you know, man, and it's so amazing that when I did go lay it down for them few months, and they tried to hit me with 100 and some years, right? And me and my sister Venetia, you know, by the grace of God, the people taught us how to fight it. And we went into the courtroom and we used everything that the prosecutors, not the prosecutors, but the public defenders in Chicago, what they told us to deliver basically a solid case to not get that type of time. And when I was in there, I met so many different people, black, white, Mexican, Arab, African, and each one of them would come to me and would just give me knowledge. I mean, straight up, like, hey, check this out, man. Read this. Hey, check this out, chill. I want you to look this. And some of them, the Arabs used to call me Machiavelli. You know what I'm saying? The Arabs, and they're like, hey, Machiavelli, let me talk to you, man. You know, we got to come. You know, it was a blessing to be in there, because I looked at it like I was 33 years old when I went and laid down for a minute, and I felt like I was the same age as Joshua Meshach when he got crucified, and the case I went to jail on for real was bull crap. They definitely, when everybody was getting hemmed up, they wanted me to talk against this person and against that person. They was like, because you know everybody from California to New York, you would be the perfect person, like you said, Frankie, to sit next to these next people and tell us what's going on. And they tried to bring my military career up. You're a military man. You know you're wrong. But I always looked at it like, regardless, I'm a black man first.
Hey,
I'm not doing this for my people. Go ahead, bro.
I just want to say, and you know, that's why I say they the soulless creatures, man. You know, they not really human like how we are. But that ain't neither here nor there. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, it's the do say. First, I want to say, Facebook world, YouTube world, the word of the night is manifesto. Y'all don't know my nigga been smart this whole time. He said he wrote that in high school. We gonna put that out first. Manifesto.
Yeah.
But that story is important that you got to tell, and it got to come out. You know what I'm saying? And I only say that because you know, Prodigy, before he died, he wrote his book years before that. And he put names, he put situations, he put everything in there.
It was a damn good book.
He put his whole truth in there. It was. And it got a lot of negativity from it, from people who, you know, didn't like how they was depicted. But you know, somebody like Noriega, who we see doing Drink Champs, but even to see them squash their situation and what they had, it really went to show that it got to come out. The truth got to come to the light, because if it don't, people won't properly know the story, and everybody gonna keep living behind these masks. Right. We don't need that no more.
Well, Frankie, I let you see the first couple of chapters where I wrote, didn't I?
Yeah. No, I don't mean that. I'm just saying that we need to get this out on a major level, because every time I hear you speak, Chill, and I feel like that's why I cling to you, because I understand that, you know, it take the Bible for you to look at all these names and think that we got special people. But Tupac helped us realize, just how you made that comparison, that it made us realize that we all got them people around us, and you are one of them guys, man. You are one of them special. Just even to hear you say when you was in jail that people brought knowledge to you. You ain't have to go out and ask for it. They brought it to you. To me, when I'm listening to that, I don't like to get religious with it, but that's some biblical shit to me. That's bigger than just some regular person shit, because a lot of motherfuckers go to jail, but they don't get that. And if they do, they probably ain't paying attention. But you was always aware of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You was aware of what you was going on in your surroundings. So for you to get that information, to understand it, that just show you who you are, and that we all special in our own right. But we have our own roles in what we call this life shit. We got these people who gonna be leaders. We got the people who gonna be warriors. We got the people who gonna be smart. We got the people who gonna go get the money. We got the women who gonna be caring in different ways, like Miss Liz, who you said. Right. Everybody don't got that spirit. And if we don't champion it and put that out in the right way, people ain't gonna understand and forget. And I like being on this podcast the most, because what I'm feeling like my generation is missing is the history. because they don't want to take the time to learn. And I care about the history because if it don't get passed down, it's gonna get lost, and we gonna continuously keep getting lost further and further because you're gonna have niggas who 13 look up to niggas who 19 who already lost.
There you go.
And that's gonna be an even bigger problem. And now you think if they bad, imagine what they gonna teach the younger niggas after them.
Man, it's
got my age enough out here willing to learn the history and then speak it back. That's gonna be a problem.
You know what you just said in the middle part there when you were saying that you're gonna have those that's gonna be knowledge warriors and some who just ain't gonna be nothing. Mr. Louis Farrakhan said the same thing, man, right before at the Million Man March, and he said, "But it's our job to take all them ones, regardless of who they is or where they come from. It's time for all of us to move in one direction." He said, "Because you're never gonna stop drug dealing, you're never gonna stop certain things, but what you can do is put a cap on who they prey upon." You understand what I'm saying? You can't put the position to where it's like, no, you know that person right there got that gift to be a media mogul because he got the ability to talk and to see things in the bigger picture. Leave that person alone. Matter of fact, I need y'all to take some of y'all money with no strings attached and make sure he get the way he got to go.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And that was the mandate. That was the mandate. And he even said too, go back out there and we got all these kids in foster care. Start adopting some of our little kids and brothers and sisters that's out there that need some love. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So everything you just said was something that Mr. Farrakhan said back in the Million Man March.
And you know, see what I'm saying? I just want to say real quick, you notice that the Million Man March wasn't televised because they don't want that image out there of all of these black strong men coming together for a cause. They don't want to show organization as possible.
You know what the funny thing about that one is that they tried their best. The only thing that I remember so vividly, like, well, these are news reporters. Well, we really don't think that it was that it was really a million black men out there. How many do you think? Oh, maybe probably 100,000. I don't care if it was 12.
That's a lot.
Dude.
Man, I was there, man. It was like almost 2 million people out there, man. I ain't never seen many black people. I ain't never seen many people in one location in my life.
To be honest, Chill, I don't know what 100,000 people together would look like, but if you could bring 100,000 together, goddamn, that's a lot. That is a lot of motherfuckers coming for a cause right there.
And I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, my grandma marched in Selma and, you know, Washington, D.C. and all that kind of stuff. And when I was on my way to the Million Man March, she was so happy for me, you know. And then what a lot of people fail to realize is when Mr. Farrakhan did the Million Man March, that was on the Day of Atonement, the Hebrew Day of Atonement. You understand what I'm saying? So that was us as a people atoning for all our past sins and our misgivings against each other to take us to the next episode.
Well,
but then,
my bad, shit. I don't mean to cut you off. Go
ahead, fam.
I just want to switch gears real quick because there's something I want to touch on real quick. I want to talk about snitches.
Okay.
Snitches get stitches or stop lying, stop snitching on the t-shirts we used to see. I've been watching, you know, a lot of videos ever since the Alpo situation occurred. And it was a situation where, I was watching a guy in the interview. His name was Gangsta Lou. And he ran with AZ, the guy who plays Ace in the movie Paid in Full. He was talking about how he snitched on, you know, whatever he snitched on. But he also mentioned in a very high regard how AZ was essentially an economy for the black neighborhood, whether it was putting niggas on, whether it was supporting businesses in the community, and or whatever it was. And I feel like as black people watching this Mav Hoffa podcast that we talked about earlier, the judge gonna hold court, but black people gotta hold our own court. Okay. Now I know when you get to the basis of snitching, the thing that hurt or make people mad the most is because it compromises the integrity that people say they once have when they jump off their porch, not knowing that they kids at the time. You know what I'm saying? But when they jump off their porch, they're gonna be looked at as adults. You know what I'm saying? Regardless what age.
Okay.
When you got a person like that, because I'm sure he's not the only one, is there any way we can look past that as a black community? You know what I'm saying? And I know what y'all gonna say already. You know what I'm saying? I want to propose the question because when you think about somebody who out there who being the man, who getting the money, and who also doing good with a lot of the money he doing, you know what I'm saying? Because he getting it for the right price during that time. You know what I'm saying? And he's helping the community thrive. You know what I'm saying? Is that something that we could turn our head to ever? Or is we always going to keep him as a rat and he got to be exiled, in your words, elder? You know what I'm saying? How do y'all feel about that? Now that y'all older and y'all understand, you know what I'm saying, how a teenage mind can function, because between the ages of 13 of, I want to say even somewhere between 21, I ain't going to say you still a kid. I'm just going to say even at 21, you don't know all you going to know. You don't know all you going to know. I feel like everything started to kind of clicking, in my opinion, at 24, 25. Now, y'all grew up a little faster than me, so it might be a different age that y'all got in mind. But for me, I feel like around anywhere between 23 to 25, everything clicked for me. But my understanding was as a complete adult, as a man. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker in a police station come to him at the age of 22, 23, and he say, we about to give you 100 years, unless you start talking. Well, is there any situation where y'all feel like we can hold court for snitches and look at snitches in not in a different way, because you got niggas who gonna rap just to get themselves off the back, even though they did what they did. But I mean that's all of them. But I'm just saying, when you think about what he was doing for the community,
well, see,
is that the bigger picture at any point ever?
Well, see,
I just want to play devil's advocate.
I'm not. If you don't mind, I'm gonna say this. Well, I don't know about generation now, but when we was growing up, they tell you right off the bat, this is grown man's business. You're not feeling like if you feel like if you ain't ready to deal with that, then don't do it.
Right.
Because it's that was just like working in the mill.
Mm-hmm.
That was just like working at the mill, working in the car lot. Hey,
Yep.
This was your job.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
and a motherfucker tell you, this is grown man business. Now, if you can't handle that, because ain't no going home to mama. Mm-hmm. You fuck up the count. Ain't no going home to mama. You ain't going home. You can't go home to mama unless mama finna give you the count money. And she ain't got it. So you gotta know that this is what this is. Now you figure, okay, I done fucked up. I'm finna tell to get the fuck just to get my ass out of trouble. And
but not just that though. I mean, I'm talking about, like I said, somebody who doing a lot. Not just the first kid who jumping off. Not at that age. I'm talking about a person who really affecting the community.
Still the same thing.
Still the same. Okay.
It's grown man business.
I got you.
Whether you making it, whether you selling a dime or a key, it's still grown man business.
And I'm only playing devil's advocate because.
Now, she might disagree with me, but that's just the way I feel.
I'm just saying, in the time that y'all grew up, because these are the movies that are related to my generation, that we seeing that now, that explains y'all story to American Gangster. I'm not saying, because I understand that it's all about integrity. It ain't even about money at that point. I want to make that clear. It ain't about the money aspect.
No, it's not.
I'm just saying in the fact of, when you go from not having nobody doing nothing from the community to you have a bunch of niggas who getting money and only care about getting fresh and fucking bitches, but you got somebody who is doing for the community. and he do snitch. At the age that we are now and we mature, is there any understanding in that? Because when I heard Gangsta Lou talk, it was understanding, but the morals that have been set in place weren't gonna let him forgive that.
See, here's one thing, and I'm sorry, Chill, I'll give you the floor in a second. Here's the thing: 9 times out of 10, this motherfucker didn't beat this motherfucking code into your brain. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, rule number 1, you don't snitch. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers didn't beat this into your brain, but then you turn around and do it. Well, I did it. Then you're still a snitch. So how the fuck you? That's just like your parents telling you don't do this, don't do that, but then they doing the shit in front of you. It's like, how the fuck do I respect that?
That's a great point. Chill, what you got for us? What you got for us?
Man, you know, man, I agree with Zach on what he's saying, but even still with that, unfortunately for me, so many people who I helped out and looked out for, and even people I was beefing with, when it got time for me to be the one under the hot seat, they all told on me. You feel me? I mean, they all point the finger at me, even blame me for stuff that they did. It's just by the grace of God that, you know, one thing my grandfather always taught me was that if you're going to break the law, you better know the law. You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with people snitching. And even though I had a lot of people, you know, them first indictments, everything went around, a lot of them people who I knew was friends of mine, they didn't say nothing against me. But it was the guys who I grew up with and around, they pointed fingers and straight lied most of the time. You know what I'm saying? And I could have went back and told so much different things on them, but my thing was
integrity.
I'm gonna let my truth speak for myself. But just because you snitched and told on me, I'm not gonna start running my mouth telling on you. Because once you open that floodgate up, it ain't no stopping. It ain't no stopping at that. I'm gonna tell them just this and that's it. You gotta keep telling. You gotta keep telling.
And what I want to say that what I feel like y'all are saying to me right now is you can't put a price on integrity.
Right. And like I said, that's just like you walk into an argument. You walk into an argument, you don't know who the fuck wrong because you just see 2 motherfuckers going at it. Now, I get to stitch it on you, you get to stitch it on me. You know what? These motherfuckers, like Chill said, since y'all want to get to running off with your motherfucking gums, don't shut the fuck up. We finna get you motherfuckers. We finna get you in every type of motherfucking category that we can possibly get you in. Right. Well, once they got your ass, it's over.
And one thing I want to say real quick, Chill. I don't mean to cut you. I just want to say this one thing.
Go ahead.
I heard a story about a biker gang, Hell's Angels.
Yeah.
Big brawl with somebody, with another biker gang.
Yep.
Did you tell me this? Nobody said
nothing.
And nobody got convicted or went
nobody
to jail for it. And there's something to be said about that because I know they ain't gonna do that to us. They still gonna lock you up and throw you into jail. But at the same time, you gotta look in the mirror. You gotta look in the mirror. And when you hear a lot of these people with integrity that got snitched on and they Cody said something to them or about them, it's disheartening to know that you would do that to a motherfucker you've been running with for years, to a motherfucker you called your friend and brother. Y'all didn't experience so much together. And to get yourself off for a lesser sentence, you would do that. And that's why I said you can't put a price on it. I just wanted to play devil's advocate because I feel like it was a couple people throughout the nation in every hood that was the Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying? That not only made a lot of money, but tried to put a lot of money back into people who they know didn't have it, and they snitched. And that's disheartening to hear and say, but is that do any credit go towards that? I guess is what I'm saying. Do any credit go towards that?
No.
Is it all just banded?
You know, man, a gentleman. My mom went to prison. A dude snitched on her boyfriend.
That's
You know, he snitched on her, and they was trying to give her life at first. But then she got another lawyer named Doc McDowell, and he broke it down to 15 years. She did 7. But this man snitched on my mama. And I told my mother when she first started dealing with him, I straight looked him in his face. I said, Mama, he gonna tell on you. I told my mom, I was like in 6th grade, 5th, 6th grade. I said, Mom, he gonna tell on you. No, he not, baby. No, he did see that. I said, Mama, he gonna tell on you. And as sure as soon as it got hot and they got hemmed up, you know, it's all in the papers and stuff. I got to go to school next day at Chase School, looking all sick. But this man straight snitched on my mom. So for me, when I think about snitches and stuff like that, I look at how, you know, my mom, she was doing wrong. I was doing wrong. And when you in the game, you got to expect the stick up man, the snitches, and the police. Them things you got to expect because they coming.
You
they
coming.
That's some
and,
weak.
you know,
that's some weak shit for a man to snitch on a woman, man. I don't.
Hey, but it happened. Look how many women in our era, you know, your era, who've been down for a man and they did all their dirt, and then he put her in jail right with him. You know, when you know I got him one time, you know, Willie Fam on them and House them tried to come along, and I was like, man, they ain't got nothing to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's go and get this out the way. Take me on downtown. Let's get this over with. Right. You know what I'm saying? My auntie was in the house with me, and once again, somebody from Avenue brought him to my doorstep, and it was like that was right after. Matter of fact, that was right after the Million Man March, and that's when my sister told me. She said, "Willie, you either gonna be a wolf or a lamb. You can't be both."
Hey, chill. Hey, you know. It just made me think because we talking about snitching on women. I don't think nothing come worse than what I heard about Pappy Mason. This nigga snitched on his own mama.
Man, listen to him. That's unacceptable.
Oh, but when I heard that, I'm like, man, first you snitched on a woman, but your mama, nigga? You told on your mama?
Not mama.
Come on.
Come on, fucking tell on your mama.
That's cold. You tell on your mama. God.
Right, but that's
hey,
how
man.
You know, man. It's like
that's dirty right there.
Yeah.
That's so dirty as you be. That's dirty as you tell on you. And to me, when I be hearing this and I be saying this, I just think about the white man smiling about everybody that they no matter who it is. Oh, yeah. They happy about it because they know that they pulling away something more than money from a man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all you got is your balls and your word.
Man, you ain't even got your balls no more.
Come on, man. And you tell on your mama? Whew. Come on, man. You got not your mama.
All right, y'all. Check it out. We're gonna wrap this one up, man. Hey, this is definitely one of them ones that you know, if a motherfucker you want to get that knowledge, y'all. Hey, rewind this back.
Stay tuned.
My man, chill. And you know what I'm saying? He kicking that hot knowledge to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what we do. You know,
most definitely.
That's why I say, man, this is something that, you know, and see, a lot of people may not like, you know, I know that this is a little different than the Wednesday show, you know, but this right here, this is something that you real motherfuckers can sink your teeth into.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? This is something that you motherfuckers, you know, a lot of motherfuckers want to hear this shit, but scared to say it. You know, this is why I said it's vibing. We vibing on this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just some shit. This shit is being real. It's unedited. Hey, we gonna talk our shit. We gonna do what we gonna do. But at the end of the day, we gonna leave y'all knowing something is real. Like the shit that we talked about today is real.
Yep. Like, share, Unfiltered, Sin City, Cash, Frank, Elder Chill. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep coming to y'all. Hey, this is only the beginning, though. You know what I'm saying? This is only the beginning. So imagine what we're going to keep bringing to y'all. It's only going to keep stripping off the layers, bringing more truth to y'all. And it's going to help y'all come to y'all truth. That's what's going to be more important because there's going to be somebody watching this and going to hear this. And deep down in their spirit, in their gut, they going to feel it. And they going to realize, man, look, all right, I ain't gotta do this, or I can be this, or that
That's
wasn't
right.
me. And that's what we want to get to because and that's why I love that we got Chill on here because we got a little God on the mic. And with God on the mic, I
Can't
always
go
feel
wrong.
like exactly God is eternal truth. Everything shall come to the light.
That's
Everything
right.
shall come to the light. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna bring y'all to y'all truth as well as come to our truth even more. Shit that we ain't know that we can be vulnerable about. And once
That's
we
right.
break those walls down, imagine what we're gonna do for y'all. So hey, Sin City, y'all stay in tune. Sundays, we vibing. You know what I'm saying? We vibing.
That's what it is. Chill. You got any last words for us before we get out of here?
Hey, man, I just wanted to say God bless everybody, man. And everybody out there struggling, man, find your creator and just know that he do love you. Love yourself first, love God, then love yourself.
That's what's up. Like I said, y'all, thanks. Check this out. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sin City presents Vibing. We want to do this every Sunday. What you got?
I just want to say, hey, shout out to Poochie. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get some shout outs. We're going to big up people who out here making moves and doing things. Shout out to all the local Black businesses and Gary to across the nation. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep building, keep working. All the Black farmers, everybody Black. We for the champion, y'all. Keep building, y'all. Try to keep these shout outs coming. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to this guy named Ian Dunlap. He called himself the Master Investor on Instagram. He know his shit. He trying to get Black people to get into the stock market, to build wealth and build money, because that's important, because we got to take our power back. So, hey, we're going to keep that coming.
Most definitely.
Hey, like I said, shout out to Poochie. Hey, keep these events coming. Keep putting these local acts in here, because Gary is a special place. You know what I'm saying? I remember George Clinton referring to us as Magic
Chocolate City. Chocolate City, baby.
Chocolate City. Come on,
Chocolate
man.
City. And we got Gary. And we got Gary.
We got something special. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we're going to keep that energy going, man. So, hey, keep shouting it out. Y'all shout out in the comments, like and share, and we out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I want to send a shout out to my nephew, man. Nusky Change, good concert tonight, man. And Unified Vision, CNA QMA, baby. Come check us out.
That's what's up. That's
Hey,
what's up. Like I said, y'all see where we at right here. Y'all see us. Follow us on. Oh, got to give a shout out to my man Ed Mayfield. Hey, dude.
Thank you.
Hey, man, appreciate you all the time, man. You know, follow us, SinCityRadioShow.org. Y'all get my Instagram, Kaz versus Zach. Hey, don't forget to check us out. Hey, I got spoken words, all that good shit on Kazone.com.
Yep.
Check us out, man. Till next week. Hey, next Sunday.
Love y'all.
Love.
Peace.